Well, I saw the Joker movie about 2 weeks ago, and I went on a short vacation, so I couldn't do a review up to now. But I'm here now with a quick review of the Joker movie. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Yusuf Dunbar, and I'm here with a quick review of the Joker movie. My goal here is not to give spoilers and tell you what exactly happened in the movie, but just to kind of touch upon some of the themes and some of what I took from it myself. Um, just before I get into the movie, I want to say that I just saw Gemini Man today, starring Will Smith, and I heard that it flopped since its opening. It was a good movie. It wasn't great, so I could see it not, being a blockbuster. Uh, Something else related to these comic book and superhero movies, allegedly over the weekend. Another iconic director, Francis Ford Coppola, who directed the Godfather 1 and 2, which are great movies, is also experiencing Avengers fatigue, just like James Cameron and Martin Scorsese. So these iconic directors, they just don't like the Avengers. They just don't like these superhero movies. And I think the whole concept of Avengers fatigue, I think it makes me laugh every time I say it or when I think of it. But so to each his or her own, I guess. So I'm still, after seeing the Venom movie and now the Joker movie, I'm still wrapping my mind around these movies based solely on the villains without the heroes in them. So this is still a new concept for me. A quick aside, if you haven't seen it, there's a funny series on YouTube called Hishi, How It Should Have Ended. And I'm going to plug them because I really enjoy their cartoons and their parodies, and those have given me a lot of laughs over the last couple of years. So every time a movie, usually a sci-fi or a superhero movie comes out, Hishi will parody it, and they'll make these little cartoons where they parody how the movie should have ended. So they've done Avengers, they've done Justice League, they've done Man of Steel, they've done Star Wars. I think they've even done Predator. They've done The Hobbit. They've done all kinds of movies just parodying them, and I love stuff like that. But they also did a series called The Villain Pub, where all the villains are sitting in a pub just talking and shooting the shit. So you have Palpatine and the Predator and Thanos and Voldemort and the Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker. You have all these, you have King Koopa from Super Mario Brothers. You have all these villains in there just, talking about, you know, um, how they could have taken their heroes down and what they're plotting next, and it's funny. Anyway, so the Joker movie. The Joker movie starred Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker, and Robert De Niro was in there as well. I can't think of another big time actor who was in there. I thought Sean Bean was going to play. I thought that was Sean Bean playing Thomas Wayne, but it was someone else. So I'm going to just jump straight to it and say this is a dark movie. It is not a feel good movie. And it's not a movie that I will probably rush to see again. and it's not a movie that I probably will buy and watch over and over and over again, like the Avengers, or Batman Begins, or Batman vs Superman, or Man of Steel. I probably it'll probably be a while before I watch this movie again. That's just kind of how dark it was. There were leading up to the movie, there were a lot of on Twitter and on some of the other reviews. I watched Roaming Millennial. I watched her review, and I watched some other reviews of lesser known content creators, and there was a lot of talk about it having messages about incels. For those of you who don't know what incel means, it means involuntarily celibate. So right now there's a red pill movement. There are a lot of men who are feeling alienated from society. They're not getting sex like they want. They're not getting female companionship like they want. And these are called incels. And so it was said that there were a lot of messages in the movie about that. I looked for that. I didn't see it as much, though there were a bunch of other messages that I saw and identified, and which I thought were prominent. So I'm going to read those out right now, with hopefully without spoiling the movie for you. Though it's been out for about two to 3 weeks now, so if you haven't seen it, you know, that's too bad. So I thought there was definitely a theme in there about government and government spending and a failure to take care of those who can't take care of themselves. So taking away funding from social programs for the poor and the needy, there was a message in there about that, and the dangers of taking those programs away. And I think that's something that in our real world here, that's something to be conscious of. There was definitely a theme regarding mental health, and going back into the previous theme about defunding social programs, there was a definite message about what happens when mental health goes undiagnosed or then goes untreated. And the main character, had some mental health issues, and just in general, the main character, Arthur, you just kind of felt sorry for him from the beginning of the movie and then throughout. And I'm not going to say exactly why, but you just felt bad for the guy throughout the movie. There was a strong theme about parental relationships. In this case, the relationship between mother and son. And it specifically got to what happens when, in this instance, your mother raises you and brings you up believing that your past was one way, and then you figure out and learn that it was something else. And that was a very powerful theme for me. I think a lot of men, I think probably a lot of women too, it's difficult when you've been raised to think that your life has turned out this way because of this, but it was actually because of that. And in this case, your mother didn't tell you the truth, and you found out that it was something else. So you wonder, why didn't she tell me the truth? Why have I been lied to all these years? Why didn't you tell me the whole truth? So that was a major part of the movie, and it was a major part of the story arc, which was powerful. Politics. So going back to the original theme about defunding government programs and social programs. There was also a theme about politics in there, and I don't know if this was addressing the Democratic side or the Republican side, or if it was just a general thing all altogether. But it made me think about the 2016 election and Hillary Clinton's comments about the Trump supporters being a basket of deplorables. And so, whether or not the director intended for it to happen, I'm sure they did, I think there was a message in there about being careful about alienating certain segments of the population by demonizing them, and that there are consequences for demonizing certain segments of the population. So I think there was definitely a message in there about that, which had ramifications for how the movie turned out, and also again going back to our real world, in the 2016 election, we know that there were ramifications for Hillary Clinton calling the Trump supporters a basket of deplorables. It galvanized much of his voting base. So I think that I saw that was a major theme in the movie. I wasn't a fan of the ending, and again, you'll have to watch the movie to see why. But I wasn't a fan of it. I thought that I know that this movie was a standalone, so Joaquin Phoenix is not coming back to replay the character again, at least up to this point. But in terms of the sequence of events and the chronological order in which things will happen in this movie, Bruce Wayne is a young boy, so we don't see him turn into Batman. But I think that Joaquin Phoenix's, and this may be a spoiler, but I think Joaquin Phoenix's Joker may serve as a symbol for the future Joker who Bruce Wayne fights when he grows up into an adult and becomes Batman. That's just my speculation. They don't really say that at the end of the movie, but it just kind of, the way it's left, you're kind of thinking about that, like what happens from this point on, since we know that Bruce Wayne is just a child in this movie. So I'm going to end this review there. I thought it was good. I thought it was truly a work of art. Again, it's not a feel-good movie, and it's probably not going to be a movie that I will watch multiple times because it's just not a feel-good movie. It's morbid and it's dark, and but it definitely makes you think about some things. So if you've seen The Joker, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm going to leave all of my superhero movie related videos in the description box below, and maybe some of my movie reviews from my blog site there as well. Thank you for watching this video. Please like the video, please share it, and also please subscribe to my channel. And once again, as always, as you know, your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I'll talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.